Hey everybody, Ethan here with Standing Stone, and we are ready for another training video with Thunder on his road to blind retrieves. Where is he, you might ask? It's hot, folks. We have to be planned in the process that we set up for our training sessions, and we have to be intentional about what we're trying to get out of them so that they are as beneficial as possible for the dog while dealing with you. The sun. A little bit of a pro tip here before we really get started in this is what is the difference of what I have? Well, first of all, these are DT Systems soft mouth trainers and they are the large size. This is what you should be using with your adult dogs, and any puppies growing into the adult category, move to these bigger bumpers as soon as you possibly can. We have a black and white, we have a white, and we have an orange. Now, most people out there buy the orange bumper because it looks cool and blaze orange stuff and bird dogs and all of that, right? Well, this is actually the one that's the most difficult for our dogs to see. So if it's laying in the grass, the color is actually very similar. I'm gonna try and overlay if I can make it happen. The green, this bumper laying in the grass and what that looks like in quote unquote dog vision, okay? All of that being said, these are gonna be utilized and we will transition into more of this as we work through blinds so that they're not quite as easy for him to spot. But this bumper specifically is designed to be black and white and flash as it moves through the air. So if there's a change in the background, this white can kind of disappear in that lighter skyline, but the black will show up. If you're throwing it across, maybe there's some trees or some cover or something, they're gonna pick up the white and then maybe the black and the white and the black. And it also is supposed to kind of mimic a duck wing flashing something. These are gonna be easier to see on longer marks. Then you have the old standard white. These are gonna be pretty good in most situations, but they're gonna work really well when we want them to be able to see what's on the ground. So all three of these are in our pile back here that I have set up. Now, I do want to mention as well, my pile is set up, I don't know if you can see the ground here or not, so that the bumpers aren't immediately on top of each other. They're not laying like this. That's not good. They're just mixed in out there. Let's go ahead and get started. They're just scattered out, on the ground. But I want to go ahead and get started with this training session with Thunder. I'm going to toss these last couple once we get him out. Thunder, good boy. Here, heel. We're gonna establish this pile for him by throwing a couple of these. No, here, good. Kind of, heel. Pay attention to the little stuff, guys. It makes a big difference down the road. We've got a few bumpers out there. That orange one landed a little bit short. Here, heel. Now, this is modification number 1 in the process. When I left you last, we were doing some back casting. We've still been working a little bit on those basics, but I have been, to be completely honest with you, a little bit lax in the training because we've had a whole string of days in the over 100 category, and shooting videos with Thunder for something he's preparing to do next September, not in 30 days, next September, has fallen a little bit to the back burner. We will continue this process and we'll show you how he progresses, but we've already made one modification. I was doing some whistle sits with him and he's struggling and getting goofy like a lot of versatile dogs that I've seen do. Now granted, sit, he can sit here very nicely. He knows what that means. But when I start blowing the whistle, when he's actively moving, trying to get him to stop, okay, hey, let's go, okay. Hey, he doesn't have any idea what that means. He said, I'm gonna go pick up a bumper. All right, now you say, you should be doing more with this, heel. You just haven't trained it well enough. Well, there is a difference, all right? If I say, and he's collar conditioned for all of these things. Thunder, come on, okay, whoop. I can stop him on a dime, right? So we are going to, I said modification number 1. I am going to allow him to stop and stand at a whoa. 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 Good. Here. Good boy. Now let's give him something to work with here. Sit. Back. You can go pick up a bumper. He's working hard. It's hot. We've got to get through this relatively quickly. If your dog will not sit to the whistle, but they have a really good understanding of whoa, folks, just use that. Good. Now, one of the things that we're trying to incorporate into this process back, is actually working on this sit to the whistle when he was coming back to me. And this is where I saw the biggest confusion. So we're gonna go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Good boy. Here. A little bit of hesitation, but I got him stopped very easily. Just a baby nick on the collar. It's on a 2, all right? That reminded him, I was able to say, whoa, apply the whistle. They're eventually going to be the same thing. Good. Now, when you're trying to stop your dog in this process of lining drills in your T pattern, coming back to you is the easiest way to introduce that. Not going out there. We're not trying to stop him on the way out, but I could do it with whoa and a little bit of collar pressure. That shows that level of understanding is huge. We just need to overlay the fact that the whistle can mean the same thing. Good. Right there. Good boy. Back. He's making a lot of progress in understanding this, and we're going to be putting more emphasis in his next video, sitting him at that pitcher's mound. Good. Good boy. Sit right there. We're going to be putting him on the pitcher's. No. 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 Right here. Sit. Good. We're going to be putting him on the pitcher's mound, working on those back casts, making sure that we're putting the English on like you saw in that last video to make sure our turns are appropriate. And then hopefully we'll be able to work into our casting the other direction. But this was something that we were working on this week that I was like, man, yes, he can sit and he understands what that means, but whoa is so strong that when he's actively moving, stopping while he's running, I don't want him to start sitting every time I ask him to stop because he's a bird dog. I'm gonna start wowing him in the field and he's gonna try and sit down, or it's gonna apply to honoring, or it's gonna do something else. So this is taking a versatile dog through blind retrieves, not a retriever, and there are going to be modifications. This is one of them. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. This is Thunder. I'm gonna give him one more because he loves it. Look, good, right there. Back. And we'll go ahead and end this one and get him in the AC. We'll catch you in the next video, guys.